Yeah, I was not Jenny. Sorry, I had to stop recording. I It was almost as if I was standing outside myself, looking in, right? Because I did not want to feel my feelings. Here it was. I gave birth to a perfect child, um, and at almost 3, I almost lost him. And then, life changed forever, as I've said before. I was angry. I was angry at God because I didn't think I deserved it. But then who am I? Who am I? So, thing is though, this was one of the happiest children I've ever seen. And he was a big child, and I weighed like 100 pounds. I was very tiny. And I went on and on and on and on like this until one day the doctor on Miami Beach said to me, "Come here. It's time for you to stop." So I said, "Stop what?" And he said, "You cannot change Justin's situation." So I said, "Of course I can. You're going to help me." And he said, "No. The damage that he had, he's profoundly deaf. And that means he cannot hear anything." Right? Because all of the nerves in the cochlea, and the cochlea, by the way, as I understand it, the sound goes in, but the cochlea transmits the information to the brain. So the sound is going in, but ain't nothing transmitting. So, but I've never seen a happier boy. And when he looked at me, I was like this walking dead. And he came to me one day and he said, "Me okay. Me okay, mama. Me deaf. Me want you happy. It's okay. Me and you, we will be okay." What can you do? What can you do? So, with the doctor telling me that, and then Justin, backing it up by saying, he's okay. When I said to him, "Do you remember how the phone sounds when it rings?" And he said, "No." And I just said, "Okay." I gave in. So my next thought was, okay, he's got to be taught properly. And I'm going to go back to Jamaica because I knew that they had the Danny Williams School for the Deaf and the Lister Gilby, and I knew that if I sent him there and was there with him, that he'd be okay. And he was. So to close that down, there are hurts that never go away. Never go away. But this one has dulled because he's now a big man. He's married. He has a child who is not hearing impaired or deaf. And he married a woman who had meningitis like him. So it was not genetic. And so their daughter, Anna, is quite fine. Thank you, Jesus. So, and by the way, I got him into Edna Manley School for the Visual Arts once he finished up at Lister Gilby. Because in those days, they were really not even taking it CXC. And I pushed him to take art at GC, something like that, and he got a 1. He was exemplary as an artist, still is. Can't hear but make I tell you something? Drive car, you know, just bought his second house, doing well. His daughter is lovely. His wife is helpful. He has a village. Plus, he has me, his brothers and sister. You know. So, when God closes a door, I guess others open. And I had to really give in and say, well, there's nothing I can do. And I can't waste any more time looking for a resolution, because there is not going to be any. Yeah. So acceptance, that's the greatest thing, you know. Once I accepted that I had tried and there was nothing more I could do, the only thing that was mentioned was a cochlear implant, and at that time it was out of my reach. So, and I don't even know if that worked, because friends of Justin's have had it, deaf friends, and they sound the same. They can't talk, you know, they can't hear, because they forget how to hear. And so when the sound is coming in, it's noise, and it distracts them. But he is so well balanced and has a great job, right? And lives in a nice apartment. Sent his daughter through school. His wife works, and they're all, I would say, reasonably happy, you know. And so that is Justin's story. Okay, so moving on to depression and self-harm. You know, I used to smoke weed. Plus I'd take the sleeping pills. And of course I'd drink too. But alcohol has never really been my thing. But, you know, when I entered the Narcotics Anonymous program in 1988, they told me that I had to erase all the tapes that I had learned, all the behaviors that I had learned, and start again. And I went, yeah, right, not gonna happen. But I had to do it. I had to do it in order to heal and to start over. And I did it. I did whatever they asked of me, I did it. Well, it seemed to work, because, you know, I was clean for a very, very, very long time. And I wouldn't say I was happy, but, you know, I married Norman, and I had 2 other children. And so I figured, hey, this is as good as it gets. And then Norman died. He just fucking up and died. Not a word. No warning. No, Jenny, I'm not feeling well. Just gone. And you know, I remember I used to, because I'm so used to being abandoned, that I thought that Norman would not have stayed. And he stayed for 30 years. And I still didn't believe that he would stay. So when he died, I saw it as another sense of abandonment. You know, I just got enraged at him. I remember when I went to identify the body and I said, how could you do this to me? Knowing that I find it very difficult to be by myself. I mean, even though I had the children, they were all adults. You know, he was and daddy was dead, mommy was dead. So he was like he taught me so much. You know, he encouraged me. He calmed me down. And then he was gone. Just like that. Gone. Oof. So, he's been gone for 3 years. And the pain gets worse. It does not get better. You talk about grief. You grieve forever. You know, you never stop grieving those that you love. Don't let anyone tell you differently. It doesn't happen. You know. I mean, I'm a kind of crazy person. I'm definitely have issues. But, you know, I miss him. And I was always angry with him. Always. Because I thought that he could have done more than he did. You know. And he was so calm. Always calming me down. Reassuring me. Loving me. And I didn't realize it, that was the love of my life. Yeah. So, I'm going to end this today because I'm feeling a bit emotional. But I just want you all to know I love you. And I'm learning to love me. And life is hard. Don't let them tell you anything else. Life is hard. One love.